Guys, welcome to India today. It's truly exciting to be on this panel and speak to you guys for two reasons. I think we can't have enough of love right now. We need it. What a better time to speak and promote a show called Modern Love. And in a city that we've all come to love, and we all have different stories. Some of us are from here, some of us are not from here. But there's a Mumbai and a Bombay in each one of us, I think so. I want to start with you, Nupur, and talk to you about the title. I mean, Mumbai and cutting chai are synonymous. You can't have one without the other. Exactly. What is the story behind this?
So it's kind of tied into the theme of the show as well. I mean, like you puri chai nahi peeni aadhi pee lo, but it keeps you like, you want more. But it kind of keeps you going as well for a while, right?
Right.
And the theme of the film also, in the sense, is that, my lead character, one of my lead characters, has unfulfilled dreams. And so she's kind of half there, not there yet, right, in her head. So it kind of ties in with that as well. And it's linked to their dating history in the film as well. Where their romance starts with cutting chai, right, all of that. So, it sort of ties in beautifully.
Arshad, do you remember your first cutting chai in Mumbai, and when was that?
No, I would not remember that. That's like not possible. But yes, many cutting chais. Many. It's a done thing, and it's a normal factor here. There was once, I remember I had tweeted about it. So cutting chai comes in that little glass, right, thing, and half of it comes.
Right.
Okay. वो आधा आधा होता. So some smart person ने उसको एक छोटे कप में डाला. छोटा सा पेपर का कप. तो मैंने लिया और मैंने बोला अच्छा, मैंने पिया ऐसा, मैंने बोला अच्छी है, अभी पूरी चाय दे दे. क्योंकि इतनी थोड़ी सी थी वो. But cutting chai is something which goes on all over Bombay on a regular basis and has been there forever, and it's not going to go. Sometimes तो अभी तो उसका क्या कहते हैं, वो ग्लास भी भर गया है अभी.
Yes.
Earlier cutting chai was very clear about it. It was divided with two people.
Right.
Okay, एक cutting देना was the normal thing. अभी वो ग्लास भी भर गया, लेकिन you still call it cutting. And I love it. I think it's super. Bombay has so many things which is so exciting. That's what gives this city such fabulous, such a lovely, vibrant character.
Absolutely. It's a part of our culture. We've all grown up on it. Chitrangada, what were your earlier memories of the city for somebody who is not from Bombay but is now a part of Bombay? Did you have a love-hate relationship? What was the journey like in the beginning?
It was very different for me. The first time I ever came to Bombay was for my first audition. My second, because my first audition for Hazaron was in Delhi, and then they called me here for the second.
Right.
So that's the first time I ever came to Bombay for work. So everything was, like, people were so much easier, everything. From the Delhi se agar aap aao, to you feel the difference more.
Totally.
Like she's a Delhi girl. She's from, LSR, and so nobody looks at you. I mean, there's a sense of ease and comfort and
so safe.
For sure.
And safe, and so that was, as a woman, for me, a huge relief. People were easier. Like I was staying in Bandra at that time, and I used to go to this one particular gym every day. So this one day, I remember, I came out of the gym, I sat in an auto, and that auto guy just got me to where I was staying on Hill Road.
Right.
And I was like, after I got off the auto, I was like, I didn't even tell him where I had to come.
Yeah, but that's true.
So I got really scared, but this is Bombay. That is how lovely it is. So because he was probably bringing me up and down every day, and he just knew, And there's some people on red lights that you chit chat with, and they will come back and they chit chat with you every other day. This doesn't happen in Delhi. So for me, these things were very new. I felt very welcomed. I felt very easy, comfortable with what I was wearing, what time I was looking out. As a girl, that's the one thing that stuck in my head the most about Bombay.
The other thing that's very amazing about Bombay, especially, so like when we all travel abroad, people abroad have a particular point of view or a assumption or whatever they hear of how an Indian speaks.
Right.
And then you have a guy from Bombay speaking. Then they get confused. Where are you from, India? But how come you don't speak like that? So there is a difference. There's a difference how guys in Bombay would speak and any other city all over India. Like for example, even in Delhi, when you have Delhiites speaking English, they speak proper. They speak properly. They're very precise and clear about the diction and all that.
Right.
Bombay is still a flowy thing. It's a very slangy kind of talking. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Same thing with Hindi. Same thing with that's how. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Person of Delhi speaks very clearly. Bombay guy just speak like me.
Also, I think there is a common thread that ties all these stories from what I've seen in the teaser and what I would like to believe is how close they are to reality. When you are setting a story in a city, you try to maybe write characters or play characters that are coming as close to real people as they can. In films, we sometimes have caricatures or over-the-top things that we can identify with but we can't become. Was that a reason why you identified or chose to jump on this project simply because you both particularly have been part of films where you've done that larger than life things. Now we are also in a space where there is so much content that is aspirational, that is relatable, that is real. Just your thoughts on this. Was that a relief? Was that not a relief, but was that, okay, here's an opportunity, you know?
Oh yeah. No, yeah, I don't look at it like that. I'll tell you something honestly. See, there is a reality that we have to address as an actor. You have to act according to the film.
Right.
Okay, I think actors, when they do that, it's good for their career. The kind of acting I would do in a golmaal, I cannot do in a cutting chai.
True.
That's a different kind of acting. So it's all about that. It's all about that. वो कहावत है ना बॉम्बे में गिराक देख के पूड़ी बांधना चाहिए. Same है. I think that people should do. And once you get that equation correct, you're fine. There are many actors who cannot do that. They will do the same acting what they do in a commercial
Well,
cinema.
catching the sur of the script and the
You know,
film.
there is a different kind of acting. It's required. It's like if you do a serious film, there's a certain sensibility you have when you're doing that. Certain kind of acting you do. You do like the kind of acting I would do in a Seher or I would do in a Golmaal is completely different.
Right.
Or a Munnawa or something. You know what I mean? So I think that is what is important. So when we come and do a film like Cutting Chai, we have to understand that this is life. And in life, people are real. You know? And that's what we do. We just have to be real. And that's simple as it is. When you go into other commercial and theatre and cinema and larger than life thingy, there's a whole different attitude and a whole different behavior.
Right.
That's how simple.
Chitrangada, you also, in a sense, have done real characters in films as well. And I think you've also spoken a bit about how you embrace everything that has been given to you, whether it's an item song in a film or a special song in a film or a Masi character, and now this. And you're also very selective about the stuff that you do, which comes your way. What was the one thing when you read this or there was a narration or when you guys met that sort of, was that yes for you, for that check, that this is what I want to jump on?
The script. Absolutely. The biggest yes for me was definitely the script because I hadn't met Nupur till then. I only had one message because we were promoting Bob Biswas at that point, and I got a message from Rongita saying that there is this and I'm sending it to you. Just read it if you like it. So it was a quick read because it's a 35-minute film, you know. But literally, I finished that in 15, 20 minutes, and I was messaging, I'm doing this, like right away. It was just the script at that point. Of course, when Nupur and Rongita and we all sat
Three of us
and
met, we kind of
fleshed out what Latika, my character, is like, and I mean, it just got better from there on. But just the writing was so good and so warm and lovely, nothing preachy but real. Like you said, it was simple. But when it's so simply beautiful. It's just the moments are so lovely. So yeah. I mean, all of this, I can carry on.
The script is a good way to start with.
Absolutely, that's a big yes.
Yeah. And Nupur, for you, just to get your thoughts on this whole conversation that gets thrown at a lot of actors and directors and producers, which is this whole gap between the big screen and OTT. There's a fine line. Like I was at the Amazon launch when all of this got launched. It was such a huge event. It did feel like you're literally at a canvas where who's who were there, new talent, established actors. Do you think that conversation needs to sort of stop now because content is content and everybody's watching everything everywhere?
Well, no conversation ever stops. It's always kind of evolving. And I think these debates will continue, about the big screen experience, the OTT realism, television, all of that will continue. At the end of the day, it's all about storytelling, a shared experience between your screen or the large screen or a small screen and the viewer and the audience. And I think that as long as you can capture that in some way or the other, I think it's a win-win for every medium. And I think every medium will survive.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not going to be one at the cost of the other, I think.
Yeah.
It will. And these things come in cycles.
True. Absolutely. And I think, Arshad, you've sort of dabbled in every possible.
Yeah.
I don't think you've looked at it as a medium. For you, I think
No,
the
yeah.
character's exciting, like
Yeah,
you said.
good
That's
story,
the reason.
I'm happy to do it.
And you've also not got typecast in a bracket, which is very interesting given the fact that how much people love you in these iconic
Yeah,
characters.
it's a difficult thing to do that because generally people makers like to bracket their
Yes.
actors, put it in a box that this one does this and that one does that. To have your own space and jump around from one box to the other
What's the secret?
there's no there we go.
Talent.
I'm fortunate. See, I'll tell you.
And your enthusiasm for jumping into
I love
juicy
it.
characters.
Yeah,
You know,
and
I can see when I work with him, I can see that.
I play the role that's supposed to be played. As I said, that
Right.
you have to act according to the story and the film. That's how you got to act. So for me, a script, that is a person to like say my character of Asur is completely different from anybody else I've done.
Right.
Because that is that person. Circuit is that person. That guy will not jump anywhere else. And that's how I feel life is. That's how it should be. And I think that works like that, Besides being extremely talented helps.
Just putting it out.
Just letting people know that.
Chitrangada, are you an avid, do you get time to watch stuff? Or do you watch a lot of stuff on OTT in the Hollywood space internationally? What are some of the shows that you've sort of in the last few years watched? Or you think that it could be remade and you would love to sort of?
I love Amazon.
I love Amazon. There's such amazing work. I have House of Cards, Breaking Bad. These are some that I've watched more than once.
If you had a chance to do like a Scandal, for example, which I think is the best written role. Yeah.
That's what you're talking about? Yeah.
Yeah.
If I had a chance, I don't know. There's so many out there, no?
I think she would choose House of Cards over
House of Cards would be great. That would be awesome. That's such complex characters. But I'm sure but listen, I also loved Sacred Games. The first that came from here, I think is just amazing. Mirzapur right now, love it.
Yeah.
The second season also. So yeah, there is so much. Of course, there's 4 more shots.
Yes.
That was a breakthrough kind of,
Absolutely.
show. Fleabag, of course, Amazon. it's actually a really good show. Love Fleabag.
Seriously good.
Very good
That was
show.
the first one I saw and I was like, wow.
Yeah, amazing.
So nice.
So yeah.
Yeah. And coming back to love and coming back to the show, love is evolving, but the emotion of love stays the same. We are in 2022, and I think love now transcends age, gender, sexuality, all of that, which I think also is the beauty of something like this. It resonates with people across the board. What is your message for anybody who probably is struggling with love or with heartbreak? And this might come from your own personal diary. One thing that you want to tell people, how do you deal with that? How do you overcome it?
Go, Arshad, go. Okay, so I was talking about this a little while ago, where what happens with love is that if you see from the beginning, you meet somebody, you fall in love. Okay, it could be a guy, girl, guy, whatever it is. And then life moves on after that.
Right.
You fall in love, you probably get married. The moment you have your children, your entire passion for each other and love for each other suddenly is distributed. And actually, it's your kids. It's shocking, but it's a fact. Like it's like a mother's last love is her son, and a son's first love is the mother. Vice versa with a father and a daughter.
Right.
That's how it is, and that's what happens. That's the person she falls in love with, and now she can't see beyond that child. And then these are the times when I think the tests begin. When you have to work hard at the relationship, and make it work. And this is universal fact, I would say.
I think it's about hanging in there as well.
Yeah.
Because in today, 2022, there are just so many options and choices. And, you can't be like moving from one to the other. You just go dizzy with insanity. So I think it's
Options,
about choices,
I
right?
see.
So I think it's so much about, it's like a relationship is like a sapling, right? You give it some dhoop, pani, khad, all of that, and keeps growing. And the moment you don't give it one ingredient, so I think it's just you have to
I
be
think
at
somewhere
it.
when you start, you should realize that yes, it is going to change.
Yeah.
You must. Many people think that this is going to stay like this forever, and that's the mistake you make. And that's the first mistake. You think it's going to be this beautiful that it is now, you stay like that. It doesn't. You have to accept it. And when you accept that, then life is good. It's always like that. And you have to accept things. And when you accept it, you can deal with it. When you don't accept, you can only correct a person if he realizes he's wrong. You cannot correct a person if he doesn't know that he doesn't realize he's wrong. So that's how it is. And yes, you just have to work
just
at
needs
it.
to get into a book or maybe do a next could be that. Keeping it real.
There are many other very, very true statements and things I would say, but if I say it, you'll be shocked. And I'll shock the hell out of everybody, so I won't say it. I'll tell you privately.
Okay.
I'll tell them quietly. I'll tell them. Them I can shock.
Before you get shocked by what he says, Chitrangada, your final thoughts on love and how did you deal with it?
Love is tough, I mean, that's one thing that everybody should be easy on themselves if it's not working out.
Yeah.
Because it's tough for everyone. Modern love is not easy. Because it's not just love. There is so much more that you're trying to survive.
Yeah.
There is ambition, there is pressure, there is just so much of other stuff that's going on, your aspirations.
Yeah.
And then in middle of all of this, there is love. So it's very tough to find enough space for it, and I think it's okay if sometimes you slip, but just keep at it because it's worth it.
It's-
Also,
It's
society
worth
is
it.
constantly changing, na? Our
Yes.
society is like evolving.
Yeah.
So our gender politics are also, equations are changing. Everybody has to keep up.
But it's worth it. At the end of it, it's totally worth the effort. That's what I want to say. Yeah.
Lovely. I
Yeah.
think keep at it is the key word.
Absolutely. Yeah. Don't give up on love.
Nothing you can achieve in
Don't
your
give
life
up.
without an effort. You have to make an effort.
Yeah.
To
Everything
anything,
good. Everything
anything
good.
in life.
Yeah.
You want to eat good food, you got to cook it.
Or at least drive up to the damn place.
Drive up to the place.
Yeah.
Something you got to do.
Something.
Don't expect it to come to you suddenly. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, he straight away goes to food from love. Huh?
Exactly.
That's it.
Same
Lord.
thing. Satisfaction.
I think this chat in itself is giving us a sneak peek in what to expect. This was amazing. Can't wait to watch it. I think it's so refreshing. We need this.
Me too.
We
Can't
haven't
wait to
seen
watch it. Haven't seen it ourselves.
We haven't seen it.
You probably will see it before
So
us.
it's going to be amazing. Yes.
I'm sure about that.
Absolutely.
It'll be fun.
We are going to watch Cutting Chai, and thank you so much for speaking to India today.
Pleasure.
All the best,
Thank you
guys.
so much.